Hey, what's up you guys, it's Dorothy and welcome back to my channel. In today's video we're going to go into chapter 21 of The Murder House by James Patterson and David Ellis. So let's get right into this video. This video may contain sensitive topics and foul language. If you do not wish to continue, I suggest you click off the video now. You have been warned. Chapter 21. I stand over the grave, the outlines of a freshly dug earth, a tangible reminder of the funeral yesterday. It was a nice affair when the police force in formal dress, a gun salute, the works. It was the very opposite of a private family ceremony, in part because Lang didn't have any family besides me, but appropriate too because Lang was such a public figure. A giant in the community, the chief law enforcement officer for almost 2 decades. Lang died in surgery that night at the hospital. The hemorrhaging was too massive, the doctor said. Too many wounds, too much blood loss for too long. Chloe Dasham, Aunt Chloe, slides her arm inside mine and she perches her chin on my shoulder. He always loved this cemetery, she says. He bought these plots for us when we were first married. I blow my nose and take a breath. My throat aches from all the crying I've done over the past several days. I still can't believe he's gone. Chloe rubs her hand on my back, tiny circles. It's not fair to you, honey. It seems like just yesterday that Lydia died. Almost 3 years ago to the day, actually, that my mother gave in to the cancer. You know how much Ling loved you, don't you? I nod but don't speak. My throat is so strained that I don't even sound like myself. My head is filled with a constant ringing. Oh, when he hired you to work here, he was so excited. He called me. We hadn't spoken in over a year, but he called me to give me the news. He was like a giddy schoolboy. Despite the fact that I've shed enough tears over the last few days, to fill a small lake, my eyes well up again. I question his judgment, I say. I doubted his investigation on the Ocean Drive murders. I actually suggested that Noah Walker might be innocent. I scoff at the notion. In hindsight, it's clear to me now. Noah killed Lang, so he couldn't testify in much the same way he killed Zach and Melanie and the prostitute in the woods. Different methods with the same sociopathic brutality, maximizing their suffering, making sure they would bleed out in painful deaths. Chloe directs my shoulders away from the grave, south toward the beach, and moves me along. You were doing your job. I'm sure he was proud of you. Don't confuse his stubbornness with disappointment. We walk toward the beach. Chloe looks good. Notwithstanding the circumstances, now single again for 2 years, she has lost about 20 pounds, cut her hair in a stylish bob, and dresses like she doesn't mind being noticed. 60 is the new 40, and all that. My head is finally clearing of the hangover from the extra bottle of wine after I left Chloe last night and went home. The nightly drinking is weighing me down, leaving me off balance and foggy, but right now foggy feels like the best I can do. Ocean Drive is teeming with joggers and bicyclists and people heading like us toward the beach. The activity, the smell of the ocean. This is precisely what I remember as a kid. Chloe, I say, why did we stop coming here when I was a kid? She keeps her head down, strolling along with me. Lang said there was a story. You don't know? She asks. No. If you don't know, I don't know. She looks up at our surroundings, half-built structures and carved-out foundations. That's the house, isn't it? I focus my eyes and realize that we're passing 7 Ocean Drive, the murder house. The crime scene tape has been removed, but the Gothic monastery has no double looking creepy all by itself. It brings back everything in a rush. My meddling at the crime scene, my argument with Lang resulting in my 30-day suspension. We were never the same after he dinged me. I was sent off to the Narcotics Task Force assignment and I saw him only sparingly after that. I turned down several offers to get together for dinner or drinks or an afternoon at the beach. I was resentful. I wanted to punish him, and now he's gone and I'd do anything to have those weeks back. I tell him how much I love him, how he saved my life so many times in so many different ways. We arrive at the beach. Chloe lets out a satisfied sigh. Behind her is the beachfront homes stand in marked contrast, and the cedar shingled houses along Ocean Drive. They are gigantic modern concrete structures with oversized windows and sharp angles. Can I say something to you, sweetheart? I take her hand. Anything. The breeze plays with the bangs on Chloe's forehead. Have you thought about going back to Manhattan now? I squat down, scoop a handful of sand, weigh it in my hand. There's an inch-long scar on the palm of my hand that I got, according to my mother, trying to chop a tomato when I was a little girl. Little things like that, small memories, that sting the most. Lang called me a couple of weeks ago, she continues. He said you were having nightmares every night, that you were drinking a lot too, probably as a coping mechanism. I look up at her. He said that? He did. He was concerned. He was glad to have you close, of course, but he wasn't sure this was the right thing for you anymore, working here. I pick up a shell and send it flying into the ocean. I squint into the wind, the wet mist. Chloe squats down next to me. All your life, you've taken care of everyone else, she says. When your father and Ryan died, your mother, Lydia, was devastated. I know you were too, but it always seemed like you were the one doing the consoling, and you were so young. You were, what, 12? Yes. It was less than a month before my 13th birthday. I just remember a couple of days after they died, you were supposed to be in bed, and Lydia was crying, and Lang was holding her. We were all on the couch, and you walked in. You'd been sleeping, your hair was all matted, your eyes were sleepy, and you were in your pajamas. You opened your arms wide, and you, as they could go, and you said, "Don't worry, Mommy, I have enough love for all of them." Do you remember that? I wipe away a tear. I remember my mother looking like there was nothing left in the world for her. Well, Chloe rubs my arm. Maybe it's time you took better care of yourself. Go home, Jenna. Your best friends are there. Maddie's there. What's left here? I stand straight at the wind of the ocean kicks up. I look back at the oceanfront housing, at the endless stretch of the beach. This isn't my home. It will never be, but it holds one thing for me that no other place in the world does. This is the only place I can be a cop, I say. That is the end of this chapter. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.